I'm Captain Bryson with the Mississippi State Guard. I'm the Public Affairs Officer. I'm here at Second Brigade with the Commanding Officer, Colonel Burchfield, and the Command Sergeant Major, Sergeant Major Wouldridge. Colonel Burchfield, you are the Commanding Officer of Second Brigade. Why did you join the Mississippi State Guard?
Well, first of all, I was recruited by the then General David McAree. Reached out to me, and so I considered it. I did 2 years of ROTC when I was in college, and didn't sign the next 2 years. I've always regretted that, and I regret it until the day I die. But he reached out, he asked if I'd consider it, and so I did. I came in as the S1 at battalion, and I never expected I'd be in command, but here I am.
Sergeant Major Wouldridge, you were a retired National Guard. You served National Guard. You did active duty. Why did you join? You already did your time. You've done your service. Why did you join the Mississippi State Guard?
Initially, it was out of curiosity. A friend of mine that I worked with was in the unit. We got to talking, and I agreed to come see what was going on. And seeing them at that one drill, I guess, piqued my curiosity and wanted to pursue it a little bit further. Once I got in it and started, dealing with the training and stuff like that, it gave me the sense of camaraderie again that I had been, active duty in the Marine Corps as well as National Guard, and it helped me with dealing with some factors that I'd had issues going on, and it helped me a lot. Just coming to drill, seeing the guys that I now consider friends. In my position, I try to help them with their training and try to find better, different training for them, just to keep that morale up for the guys.
Colonel Burchfield, as Commanding Officer of the Second Brigade, what is your mission? What is the Second Brigade's mission to the state of Mississippi?
Well, supplement the National Guard, and whenever we're called out, to be able to fulfill that mission, whatever the medal is. Our goal right now is making sure these guys are receiving training and the necessary skill sets to carry out a mission. Unless we have that training and the skill sets, it's not going to happen. But we've got to show that we can accomplish a mission. We need the support. We need the backing, of course, from the National Guard and the state, from the governor all the way down. And without that, we cannot accomplish a mission. And one of the things that I think that is going to allow us to be more active is get more people in, more troops in. The other thing is, and as said, I had alluding to the question you first said, one of the positive things I've had is serving alongside people whose prior service, prior combat vets, like CSM Wouldridge here. Just working with those individuals is a very positive. You can't beat that. Some of the best guys work with in the world I've been around, and that is positive. Whatever the general, whenever he calls us up, we're talking about General Carter, whatever mission he gives, we need to know what the mission is going to be. We need to be trained up for that mission.
So you guys have alluded to training. Sergeant Major Wouldridge, you're the Command Sergeant Major. You're tasked with training the training. So what have you put down through the NCOs to train? What do you guys train?
Our predominant MOS train up would be 31 Bravos, which is military police. We concentrate majority of our training on that and all aspects of it. We also have CPR, first aid, that we try to do at least once a year for recertification, and some other comms missions that we're actually building now. We'll start developing a training plan for that as well. When our training NCOs come up with the training schedule, I look over it and make sure my job would be to make sure that they have what they need. do they have the space to train? That's why we're here at Winona, to utilize Camp McCain as well. Any new training that would possibly come down in the future, it would have to come through me so I can pass it down to the training NCOs. Basically, it's my job to make sure they're training to standard and everything is laid out in black and white in the 31 Bravo manual. As long as they have to train to that, as long as they're doing that and people are understanding it, we should be able to maintain our certification on that.
Colonel Burchfield, I'm going to ask you the same question. You're in charge of training all the officers. What are some things your officers are doing right now to train for, and what missions are they prepared to do?
Well, one of the things, of course, is the leadership aspect, is working with NCOs, but you got communication, you not only that, but of course, Major Tracy Powell is our training officer. And so they look at what's coming out of headquarters, and they take that guidance as it comes out of headquarters, and we utilize that to make sure our troops are training according to that standard. And I always think that we can do better if we train even above that standard, because that gives our troops ahead of, in other words, we're a little bit ahead of the game. Because unless you have good training, you're only as good as what you train for.
So this is for both of y'all. The new TDAs have already come out, and it's giving you guys an opportunity to recruit new personnel. What are you guys looking for to bring into the Second Brigade?
You want to answer that first?
As far as my side of it goes, the new TDA is calling for a full staff engineer unit or platoon, signal, and medical people. My job would be more or less to make sure these people meet the requirements for that before they ever join. Then once they're in, I could take those people and utilize them as far as like training the other people, because I'm a big believer in cross training. The more people you have that are certified in multiple things, the more of a force multiplier we could be for the National Guard. And I just want to make sure that we have reliable people and people that are accountable for themselves and others that will take on that kind of a responsibility, not just show up and say, "Hi, I'm here." So
That tends to be a transition I've seen. It's not the good old boy system. We're trying to get away from the good old boy system. It's where we get reliable people in, and we need medical staff, because you can't take the field unless you've got medical with you. That's a no-go unless you have a medical.
that'd be our number one recruiting
Go.
issue there, would be get the medical people. Get that as full as we can right off the bat. And then we can start dealing with the signal or comms and the engineering side.
And, you know, when it comes down to it, I do entice people. We're not looking for warm bodies. You know, if you think you can fit the mode and do what's required, we look forward to you. We're not wanting somebody just empty a shirt, wear a shirt and say, "Look what I'm doing." If we're ever going to be utilized, if we're going to be used, is we've got to fit the bill. We've got to be able to carry out the mission. I may not be in my time, I may retire before then with all the benefits. The benefits is that I've served with some great people. But the main thing is that we get people that can carry out the mission and are reliable. That is a big, big pushing point for us right now.
Let's kind of switch gears a little bit. I see you guys, as prior Navy, I'm gonna recognize the flag on your uniform. The "Don't Tread on Me" flag. What is that about?
Our former commander, Colonel Carmichael, he was Navy, and this was his morale patch for us. And we do something above and beyond what was necessary, we'd get the "Don't Tread on Me" patch. And it was his way of, as he would put it in Navy code, as Bravo Zulu. You know, job well done, you know, carry on, and if you walk around and look, the majority of the people have that flag on. So we decided to carry on that tradition, and make sure mine was right. But he instilled in us to, you know, take it upon yourself to do something that goes above and beyond. Just don't show up for drill and say, okay, I'm done till next drill. You know, if you see something out there that you want to do that you think will benefit the unit, go for it. You know, and it's just a small way of saying, you know, good job, you know, thanks for taking it upon yourself to step up and do that. So.
Yeah, we consider that. We actually talked about maybe having a different morale patch. We only wear this morale patches when we're in our own brigade, like we're at Shelby or wherever. We don't tend to wear it because it's only within brigade. But Colonel Carmichael did an excellent job when he was our commander, and we want to continue on that tradition. And so it's got his blessing to be able to do that.
So let's talk about the troops real quick. Talk about some of the troops you guys have served with and trained over the last years.
When it comes down to troops, we're actually getting some troops that served a time in Tennessee and retired, or some of them just simply decided to come. They're close enough to Mississippi, right there on the border. They've came in and joined us. So that's actually a plus. And the big seller is people starting to see and hear a little bit more about the State Guard. You know, as we've said, best kept secret. Well, guess what? If you keep a secret, a lot of people don't ever know anything about it. And the only way we can ever progress and be able to accomplish a mission is to get numbers in. Within our state, we want qualified people. We've got people that's got skill sets, whether it's tow motor, whether it is heavy equipment, engineering, AC, things like that, but even down to just simply police officers. So we have people that's coming in that's Corey Smith, prior Air Force. He's gradually coming into that leadership role. There's a number of others we could talk about. Major Powell as officer, he's came up, got through the OCS program, State Guard, his prior service, Army. So we're seeing be able to build upon that. People knows CSM Wouldridge from 155, and anybody that retires out of 155.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
You think it's a good thing or not, but anyway, it's a sell. It's a seller. People says, hey, you know, they miss it. Now some people comes out and they don't miss it for a while, and then all of a sudden they start missing that camaraderie, and all of a sudden they find that niche. And we don't just sit around and drink coffee. No, we do sometimes, but when it comes down to it, it's training. The plus for me, though, like I said, is working with some great people. It's not about me. It's about the State Guard and being able to progress and do what we're called on to do.
What would you say as the biggest benefit of being in the State Guard? You know, we don't get paid. You know, no matter what our rank is, we just add another zero to what we currently get paid. But what would you say was the biggest benefit of serving the state of Mississippi?
For me, and I've alluded to this before, to me it's the camaraderie. You know, I know a lot of myself, Major Powell, Acting CSM Miller, he's prior service, me and him served together in the National Guard. Sergeant Corey Smith, he's prior service Air Force. You know, and we've got that common language. And the more we serve with these guys that are just straight in off the street, never served, not prior service, the more they start melding into that, you know, as well. And it's like you know who you can count on, you know who not so much, and different things like that. And that's the biggest thing for me, is just as a prior service vet, and you know, that's my biggest thing is camaraderie. You know, And two, you know, you got a simple sense of accomplishment. If, you know, you do a mission that turns out good, you know, you got that, you know, pat yourself on the back, you did a good job, and you know that you did that. And, you know, when my time comes to step out and, you know, actually be a civilian, you know, I know that when I leave here, I'm leaving it for the better. You know, there's not a question of, you know, are they gonna fall apart after I leave, but I know when I leave that they're gonna continue to get better. And, it's just nothing that I see that I've done. It's just, I've been hopefully instilled enough pride in them to do that. So, to me, it'd be camaraderie and, pride, you know, to say that I served with, like you said, I've served with some great people.
What about you, Colonel? What would you say the biggest benefit of serving in the State Guard is to you? You're a retired professor. You know, you've done X, Y, and Z. You have nothing to prove. So what would you say is the biggest benefit for you?
You know, as I said, you know, I did 2 years ROTC and then never did sign. My eyesight was bad on some things, so anyway, I won't go into all the details. I had that, feel like I never had, you know, dad's World War II, grandfather's World War I. Got that legacy, I guess you could say. I was always very, very proud of them. Coming in the State Guard, does it cure that itch? To the day I die, I will regret not signing, but it is serving with some great people who have laid everything on the line, went overseas. They've done what they've been required to do. The friendship, there are people who they've been in some tough situations, and because of that closeness in our unit, we went together and helped people out. That's what's important right now. It's who's got your six and who can you rely on. And that is a very big selling point. And I'll walk away from the State Guard one day, retire, and I'll say I served with some good people inside the state of Mississippi. And nobody can take that away from me.
So, Colonel Burchfield, where is your line at in the state from where you guys can able to draw your troops in from?
From inside the state, I-82, east-west, that's our southern border. Throughout the rest of North Mississippi, from DeSoto County, all the way down to Cleveland, Starkville, and north. That's our big area. We've got a huge area. Second Brigade has a huge area. Of course, we've got a presence right now. We utilize Holly Springs. We're here at Winona. Our main asset to be utilized is Camp McCain. We've used South Haven, the Armory at Corinth at one time. So we're over a big area. We've got a big area that we can draw from. We would love to expand. We're looking at possibly bringing the 220th Battalion back as we're growing. That is a huge asset for us if we could just draw these folks in.
So what would you say to somebody sitting at home, maybe watching this interview, and on the border of wanting to do something like this? What would you say to them, Colonel?
Well, go to the website, Facebook page, the new website, MississippiStateGuard.org. Is it org now?
Yes.
MississippiStateGuard.org. Look at that. But then the best thing is if you can talk with someone. By being able to come to a drill and look at it and see people, see what it's about, that is what I would tell them to do. Come to our drill, visit, and see what's going on, see if you want to be part of it.
What about you, Sergeant Major? I'm going to tear a little bit different for you. You know, somebody's getting out of the National Guard but still wants to serve. What would you say to that person?
I'd have to say about what Colonel Burchfield said. Just, you know, reach out, look at the website, reach out to somebody. If they're in the 155 and they've been around a minute, they probably still remember me. find me on Facebook, you know, I'll tell them when we're drilling, just come up, you know, see what they think, you know. If they want to continue to serve, this would be a great place for them to be. The big thing with my wife was, you know, I told her to sign back up in the state guard. Oh God, you're gonna be deployed. I said, no, I don't deploy overseas. I only, you know, that's a big thing. You know, if they're tired of the deployments, you know, if we deploy, it'll be within the state. So, you know, there's no question on that one. So, but yeah, just, you know, if they're curious, check out the website, look me up on Facebook. You know, I'll tell them, you know, where to be at, when we're going to be there, and they can come check it out.
Well, I want to thank both of you guys for doing this interview with me. Again, I want to thank you guys for watching this video with Colonel Burchfield and Sergeant Major Wouldridge. If you're interested in joining the State Guard, like they said, go to our website, MississippiStateGuard.org, or follow us on Facebook to get our updates. I am Captain Bryson, Public Affairs Officer. Thanks for watching.